After this report by Jeremy Fowler of an Eagles player saying that they're getting some deja vu from 2023, do you think that there should be a level of concern, legitimate concern, if you're the Philadelphia Eagles?
I think there's concern, but I don't think the Eagles are imploding. And one player saying, and this feels like, a couple of years ago, well, it's one guy, I don't know if I take too much away from that. They were 4-2 last year through 6 games. They got to 4-2 this year versus last year very differently. I mean, last year the offense was cooking with the running game, and then they got to 4-2. This year they've limped to 4-2, but they are 4-2. I mean, they've won 4 games. There aren't that many teams that have won 4 games. They haven't lost. They were 22-2, I think. Now they're like 22-3, going back to last year. So this is a decent football team, and I don't think that they've played up to the strength of their roster yet by any stretch. They're 30th on offense, 30th in passing, 25th in rushing. They're 21st in defense, 12th in passing, and 26th in rushing. Those are stats that they can improve on for sure. The new offensive coordinator is getting a lot of heat, rightfully so. Still getting acclimated. The offense, as Lane Johnson says, is too predictable. They got to mix it up a little bit more. They need to get the running game going, and they should be capable of getting it going. They have injuries on their offensive line that have had a factor on the running game. They got to get healthy there and get the running game going. They've got Carter back on defense this week. They didn't have him against the Giants. They need to win against the Vikings. They got 10 days rest. The Vikings just came back from London, so I think that's a favor. That's in their favor for sure. I think they don't win against the Vikings. You're going to hear more noise from the locker room, particularly like people like A.J. Brown. I think they have the talent to mount the turnaround. Jalen Carter back, as I mentioned, from injury. A.J. Brown, he's certainly one of the more talented wide receivers. Lane Johnson, he's a powerful voice in the locker room, calling for more consistency. Jalen Hurts, Super Bowl quarterback, MVP of the Super Bowl last year. Devonta Smith, one of the better wide receivers in the league. Saquon Barkley, rushed for more yards than any other running back in the history of the NFL last year when you count the playoffs. So they've got the talent. Do they have the character and the motivation to go out there and make a statement against the Vikings?
Well, this is why I'm saying that, yes, we need to start at least, maybe if not full-blown red lights, maybe let's go with a nice red-orange. We're not in full panic mode, but there should definitely be a level of serious concern, and this is basically the reason why. In 2023, Jalen Hurts averaged over 30 attempts per game. That's plummeted because they thought last year, rightfully so, after the 4-game stretch when they were 2-2, let's just run the hell out of the ball. And so Saquon Barkley just dominated the rest of the time. And also, the big part about it was turning down the turnovers. That was a big thing. Jalen Hurts kept throwing turnovers and whatnot, so they lowered it down drastically. But here's why I think that the 2023 situation is actually better than it is right now. I think it's worse right now as of going into Week 7. Because while the defense in both years was terrible, this is the big reason why I'm saying, well, let's seriously think about what the hell's going on because of this exact reason. The offense was fine in 2023. The offense was not the issue. This year, the offense is a serious issue. Points per game, 7th to 15th, 2023 to 2025. Yards per game, they're 30th this year. They were 8th last year. Yards per play, 12th in 2023, tied for 28th this year. Rush yards per game, the rushing game is non-existent now. Scoring percentage, drives ending in a score, they were 5th in 2023. They're 28th this year. And finally, third down percentage is obviously a little bit better. I think that should actually be 17th, so excuse me for that wrong graphic there. But in 2023, they were 3rd. So the offense was not the issue in 2023. It was the defense that was really lackluster. This year, it's everything. The defense isn't great. The offense is not. The passing game just doesn't exist anywhere in any sort of consistent basis because in their losses, Jalen Hurts has nearly 282 yards per game, and he has 8 yards a pass. However, they're 0-2 in those games. The 4 wins, he has 152.3 yards per game, 6 yards per pass, a pass rating of 101, 5 touchdowns, no picks, completion percentage of 69. So the more that he does, it's kind of like the Lamar thing. The more you put on his plate, the team actually does a little worse. I'm not saying they plummet because, again, in 2023, they were 10-1 at one point and then fell apart. That was a large part due to Jalen Hurts being a main focal point of the offense. This year and the beginning of last year, it's Jalen Hurts. And then they're trying to figure out, okay, let's run the ball a lot. Well, that's not working. Okay, so let's throw the ball a lot. Well, that's not working. Okay, so then let's run, pass. Pass, run. They're doing this weird thing of they're not blending the offense. And Jeremy Fowler says that the Eagles use play action 19.6% of the time, which is 29th in the NFL. So he's saying use more play action. Here's the issue. It's only effective when you have a decent running game to bring the linebackers down. Yeah. So then you can go over the top and create those big-time plays. If you can't run the ball, no one's fearing the running game, so the play action doesn't work that well. That's why the Lions are so dangerous, because they have 2 legitimate running backs, David Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs, who can run it down your throat at any given moment. So that's why they're the second-best team in play action this season. If you're the Eagles and you currently have the 25th best rushing attack, yes, you have Saquon Barkley in the backfield, but when Saquon Barkley's having the, depending on how you look at it, the second or third worst year of his career, who's fearing Saquon Barkley right now? I don't think many people are at this current moment.
Well, maybe that's a mistake. I would say if the Vikings beat him the way the Giants did, then there's a real problem. I would. This game is really important. I think it's a measuring stick for the Eagles in terms of character, motivation, and where they stand, because the Vikings are a decent team, that's for sure, and they're going up against Carson Wentz, who would like nothing better than to beat them, that's for sure. And he's established a nice connection with Justin Jefferson, so I think that game's going to be quite competitive, and it is at the Vikings where the Eagles won their Super Bowl championship, right? It was in the Vikings Stadium, so it'll be an interesting game. I'm going to tune in.
Well, I would say that the difference in why I don't think they could bounce back like they did after the 4-game woe that they had in 2024 when they were 2-2 and they didn't look great is because after the bye week, they're like, okay, let's just run it with Saquon. Let's just go. Run the football. Just absolutely cut it loose. They can't do that because Saquon isn't that dangerous this year. So what are you going to do? Who are you going to give it to?
Well, I mean, why isn't he that dangerous? It's because of
he's
offensive
line. He's 2,000 yards.
Offensive line issues. I don't think they haven't used him that. I think they started out the season by making it more a game management thing with him not carrying the ball a whole lot because they realized he had so much mileage on him from the prior year. Maybe they're just going to step it up now. Well, I think he's certainly capable of it. The guy is a freak athlete.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think another part that was massive last year and why the defense had to play some factor into last year specifically was because they had more games holding teams to single digits than they did 30-plus points. So they're able to maintain that, a lot of it is in the teens. A majority of it is in the teens, not even hitting the 20s. So that you could have that just dominance on defense, which means your offense doesn't need to be relied upon as much to be explosive. That's why in 2023, when you didn't have the explosive offense and your defense sucked, well, you're going to lose the game. It didn't matter how great Jalen Hurts was. If you can't keep up with the opposing team, because it's just, okay, you're going to go out there. If you punt it once, they're just going to go score a touchdown or a field goal, well, then you're down. You're losing. Now you got to play from behind. So this year, it doesn't really have that. The pass rush isn't there. The offensive line isn't blocking nearly the same. That could be due to injuries. Mm-hmm. That could be due to
the plus is for me. The plus is for them. They have 4 wins. They have 4 wins.
They went 10-1 in 2023.
No, but they went 10-1 and then they started losing.
Well, there was questions the entire season.
They have 4 wins right now. They've lost 2 in a row. Okay.
Yep.
But they have not played their best football. They look at their ranks. I went through it. Their ranks are very low. They can only improve from here.
Right.
So if they improve from here, I think they're going to win some more games. I think they win the division. I really do. Don't you think? Who's going to beat them in the division?
Well, I would say, obviously,
I think
Washington has the best
doesn't
shot.
look as good as they did last year.
I agree with that, but they're also banged up. They don't have Terry McLaurin for the several weeks at this point. Austin Eckler's down for the year. The defense doesn't look great.
No, but their running game's been okay.
The running game hasn't been bad. I think Dallas, their defense is just so bad that unless Dak puts up consistent MVP games back to back to back to back, I mean, they lost to the Carolina Panthers. Rico Dowdle ran down their throat. So I would say, and hell, even the Giants are that close to the Cowboys right now. The Giants could leapfrog them at some point. If they somehow pull out this win against the Broncos,
I don't.
And the Commanders beat Dallas, the Giants are in third place in the NFC East. That's the crazy thing.
Yeah, well, I still see the Eagles winning the division.
Oh, I do as well, and that's just because there's too much injury or bad defense.
If they win a division and they make the playoffs, that's not imploding.
Well, they made the playoffs in 2023.
I mean, what's their record? What's their schedule look like? What do they have?
Well, they play at Minnesota with Carson Wentz. Then they go home against the Giants.
They should win. They'll win that game, I think.
At Green Bay.
That could be a tough one.
Home against the Lions.
That week could be a tough one too.
At Cowboys.
They should win that one.
Home against the Bears.
I think they win that one.
At Chargers.
That could be tough.
Home against the Raiders.
They'll win that one.
At Washington.
That could be a tough one.
At Buffalo.
That could be a tough one.
And then home against Washington.
They'll win that one. So that's 5 more wins. Yeah, that's being very conservative. 5-4, 9.
9-8.
9-8, but they'll win. They'll win probably.
If they go 9-8,
but the 9-8, but they'll win maybe 2 of the others.
So their floor is 9-8 for you.
Yeah. I'd say they're.
If they go 9-8, they're not winning their division.
I think they'll be 11 wins.
Hell, if they go 9-8, they might not even make the wild card.
Not easily, but I think they're a good chance they'll win 11 games.
Here's my little prediction: if they go 9-8, they are not making the wild card because you have 3-4 win teams right now.
No, but they'll win the division.
Well, if 9-8,
who's going to beat them? Maybe Washington.
If 9-8 wins the division, the Eagles are getting killed in the wild. Actually, they're getting killed in the wild card.
Well, what's Washington's remaining schedule?
They're 3-3 currently. They go up against the Cowboys this week at Dallas.
That one's not a gimme. That's not a gimme. Okay,
Fair.
Next
at Kansas City.
They got to win that.
Kansas City's going to win.
They're not going to win that. Kansas City.
Home against Seattle.
I don't think they'll have a very hard time with.
Home against Detroit.
They're not going to win that.
At Miami.
They'll win that one.
Home against Denver.
Nope.
At Minnesota.
Nope.
At Giants. Wow. At Giants.
Probably they'll win that.
Home against the Eagles.
No.
That's interesting. Home against the Dallas Cowboys.
Maybe. Yeah, they win that one. At Eagles. Yeah, so, they won't be in any better shape than the Eagles, I don't think. Washington.
Well, still, if 9-8 wins the
Daniels
NFC East,
is not playing the way he did last year.
If 9-8 wins this division, whoever they play.
I'm not saying 9-8, Nate. I said that is the floor. I said they win at least 2 of the other games.
Okay, so then
that makes 11 and
5.
11 and
5. 12.
11 and 6.
You're saying 2 more. Yeah, 11 and 6. Yeah. Here's the thing. You have some faith in the Eagles, and I want the Eagles in the playoffs.
How can you not have faith in them? They won the Super Bowl last year.
Right, and they don't look like anything like they do this season.
It's still, it isn't even the halfway point yet.
Right.
And they won 4 games already.
Again, yes, they won 4 games, but the fact that we're already at week 6 and we're hearing A.J. Brown have an issue. The offensive line is saying that we're too easy on offense. We're too predictable. The defense isn't anywhere near the defense it was last year.
Jalen Carter's been hurt. He's back.
Okay, what about
we'll see what they look like on
secondary,
Sunday.
the linebacking group. You have the same DC. You have basically the same core set of guys. Your defensive backs are essentially the same as well.
They've been hurt.
So if you're that thin, think about the Detroit Lions. They went 15-2, number 1 seed in the NFC. 1 playoff game banged up. They got killed by the Commanders. So if you're that thin, then we have to then that's a level of caution.
I'm just saying those guys will be back. I mean, it's only week 7. Well, this is week 7.
True.
We aren't even halfway through the year yet.
Think about this. They're 2.5-point favorites on the road against the team that's starting Carson Wentz, who doesn't have the same defense under Brian Flores. They can be had. They do not look the same whatsoever.
The Vikings' run defense can be had.
Well,
this is the opportunity for the Eagles to get their running game going.
If they can get the running game going,
the Vikings defense is not for run is not great.
Correct. They're 24th in the league.
Yeah.
But also just their offense is terrible. They're 25th in the league in offense. So if the defense can't stop Carson Wentz, that would make me, what the hell's going on with the defense?
Yeah, I would agree.
If Quinyon Mitchell's coming back, you already have Cooper DeJean out there. You already have Zach Bond out there. If Jalen Carter comes back and all of a sudden you have Jordan Mason running up the gut right into Jalen Carter and he can't do anything, there's a cause for concern. There shouldn't be this many rumors about the team that just won the Super Bowl. There shouldn't be reports saying, well, yeah, to your point, we're not even halfway through the year and yet we're getting vibes of 2023 where they imploded.
Well, that's one guy said that.
But
one player.
Well, that's just who Jeremy Fowler spoke to.
Jeremy Fowler looking to make noise.
Jeremy Fowler is a very respected reporter for ESPN. Yeah. I would not go after him on his reporting just because he got one guy saying it. I think that if this one particular source is speaking for the vibes of the team, because again, you're not going to interview every single player.
He was anonymous. He didn't say who he was.
Of course. Every single one of these reports is anonymous.
Well, Lane Johnson hasn't been anonymous. He said we need to play better. We need to play more consistently.
Well, yeah, because he's not attacking players. Tua got absolutely killed for saying, yeah, we don't have leadership. He had to apologize.
He should have apologized.
So why you say, oh, well, yeah, not anonymous. This guy's anonymous. Obviously. If you're going to get killed in the media for saying, yeah, our team, we have zero confidence. We're basically the Sam Darnold thing. We're seeing ghosts of 2023's past.
Okay.
To me, I mean,
we'll see what happens on Sunday.
I'm picking the Eagles to win here.
So am I.
They have to win here.
Yeah.
Because if you lose to Carson Wentz, the noise is already at 10.
I think it's going to be a hard game.
It's going to blow through the entire
I think it'll
dial.
be a tough game.
I mean, it'll be tough just because you're not playing up to the standard we expect from you just winning the Super Bowl.
They've got to put a lot of pressure on Wentz. That's going to be key.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for watching this clip of the Harvey Hour. If you want to watch the full show, you can by clicking the I in the top right-hand corner right now. If you want to take the show with you on the go, it is available wherever you get your podcast. We go live here on YouTube every single Tuesday and Friday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. So make sure you hit that like button, that subscribe button, and the notification bell to get notified whenever we upload a video and whenever we go live.